Okay, so this is the VANTOP mirror-mounted dash camera. I had very high expectations and desires out of this thing. So when I first saw it, I was like, you know what? This is a lot like Cadillac's automatic reverse camera that they have in the Cadillac CT6 and the new Cadillac CT5 and the XT5. So you're going to see a lot of Cadillacs that got things just like this one. So this is the H609 Discovery. So as you can see, got your instructions, which I'm going to take you through installation. You have the rear camera unit. Now, it has an AV out plug that's typical of devices made in China. So basically, if you don't choose to use this rear camera unit, you can use other camera units so long as they have that 3.5 millimeter jack. This is the mirror, which we'll get to in a minute. The mirror can take an SD card. This is the 3.5 millimeter jack, and as you can see, this is the camera unit. So that has a cover. I'm not going to take that off right now. Now, if you are going to put this in your truck or car or whatever, I would recommend that you have this installed by a professional. Like when you want to start splicing wires and stuff into your actual car, see, it will accept this plug directly into the actual unit, and it has more than enough wire to give you the length that you need to make it a nice professional custom job. My only thing is that if you have to start splicing into your brake or your reverse light so that this way the unit knows when you're going into reverse, you really ought to have this done by a professional. It's very simple for them to do, and they probably won't charge you a whole lot for it. But to me, this, when you have to start splicing into your car wires so that you don't avoid setting your car on fire, it probably makes more sense if you have a professional do it. This is the camera's power unit that plugs into 12 volt. A lot of you guys with Ubers who buy stuff like this, you guys like to drive around and you don't mind having wires and stuff in front of you. Me personally, I don't like having wires in my view or obstructing my view or whatever. So, you know, it's a personal taste thing. But me personally, some device like this, I would actually rather splice right into my car's electronic wiring for the lighting. And I would rather set it up with the lighting so that this way everything is wireless and out of the way. Now, this is the mirror unit. It's a very high quality, beautiful looking mirror unit, exactly like what you expect to see like if you buy a Cadillac. Like my mom has a Cadillac XT5, and she has a 2000, I believe it's a 19 or an 18, I can't even remember now, but she had a 3-year lease. I believe we're supposed to be getting a new car next year, but considering how Cadillac right now and GM is desperate for sales because of coronavirus destroying them, the simple fact is they'll more likely call her back to try to take her car back soon. So if she has to take her car back and she gets a 2020, she will get the mirror just like this because now it's an option in the car, and most likely she'll get a fully loaded version that will come with it. So share your experience by leaving an honest review. Yes, I'm already liking the build quality because it's pretty much exactly what you'd expect. Now, 128 gigabyte SD cards are cheap now. You can get those for less than $20. This unit, as you can see, has a little button right there. We're going to go over all that. But this also, like, let's say you're one of these Uber drivers who needs to record your drives for your insurance company. This has a camera out the back. So you've got a front camera and you got a back camera. And as you can see, this camera has a small amount of a gimbal where you can actually change the direction that it's pointed. So you can point it up, down, whatever, as you adjust it. This can be locked on to your existing mirror. So you can actually mount this right onto the mirror you already have if you don't already have one. So that's good. And as you can see, you got the micro SD card right there. Most likely, all of these units will accept 32 gigabytes, but most of them, the newer ones, will accept up to like 64 and whatnot. So let's just take a quick look at the instructions. So let's see. I'm doing this with one hand. So basically, the only thing I'm concerned about is the mounting procedure and the rear camera. So we'll take a look at the rear camera first, and then we'll take a look inside. So as you can see, you got the front mounted camera, and they want you to clip it on to your, mount the rear mirror dash camera over the original rear view mirror of the vehicle with the provided mounting strap. So, okay, so all of this is part of a strap. And you can mount this right onto your current mirror, and you don't actually need to take anything apart. Okay, so if you have one of those cheap cars like a Honda Accord or a Nissan Altima, which cheating girlfriends use, all you got to do is just strap this right onto that, and you can drive around no problem. And another reason why I like having my wires out of the way is because I don't want any of these goddamn thieves walking past my car, seeing wires, assuming I have something expensive, and then breaking into my car. If I'm driving around in a shitty Honda Accord or a Nissan Altima or something, I want you to think that the car is cheap and shitty and that there's nothing on it to steal except for the wheels or the doors. What I don't want you doing is breaking into the car. So basically what happens when you power this thing up, and we're going to look at the view. So as you can see, it tells you about photo resolution, photo quality. So you can tap the button on the screen. It's an LCD screen. You can tap the button to take photos. It has a camera. It has the date. It tells you when you're recording. So in order to record video, you have to switch to video mode, and then you hit the button on the LCD screen. This is actually really, really nice because you can record video. So let's say that you see the cops in front of you and they pull somebody over. You can hit the record button and you can start recording like right away. The unit has an LCD screen. It shows you all the video, the captures that you've taken. It also shows you the photos that you've taken. And so far, this is looking like really nice. The Cadillac mirror doesn't do all of this. So you can add this mirror into any car you want to add it to. And you can record video. You can play video in your mirror. And my guess is that if you have somebody who has some know-how, they could probably hook this thing up, because you think about it, this thing has a audio video in. So this LCD screen is an LCD screen that really doesn't have limitations like you'd get from a dealer. So the dealers have limitations where you can't watch videos and shit while you're driving. But obviously you don't want to be watching movies and stuff while you're driving a car. But this can do that. So if you want to watch some skin movies or whatnot, if you want to watch, I don't know, Independence Day, or if you want to watch the movie Resident Evil or something, you can literally watch it on the goddamn mirror of your car. Now, that's crazy. And if you have a flash drive, because these Chinese-made devices, because they pretty much accept any MP3 file and they accept like any MP4 file, you can watch movies from a flash card on the mirror in your car. Now that's some crazy shit. So let's stop talking. Let's get this thing hooked up and let's see what it looks like. As you know, I have an SRT product. So all SRT products have a camera right there. So that's what my camera looks like. Thus far, I've had no issues with my camera. And one thing I've noticed is FCA was very smart when they set this thing up. So they made it so that the reverse lights provide enough light when you're backing up in order to ensure that you can actually see when you're backing up. So these LEDs are very, very bright, and they provide more than enough light. So the way this is, it came with 2 screws. It came with a sticky pad and 2 screws. So if you have like a car that didn't come with any equipment that's cool at all you got to do, stick this basket under there. You just stick this right under there, and you just screw this in, and then you angle it. You just angle it the way you want it, and you have it right there. So the thing about this is, because this is a regular cable, if you have a trailer, or you want to attach this to a trailer, you can do that too, and then all you have to do is add an extension wire. Now, originally I said this was a 3.5 millimeter jack. This is not a 3.5 millimeter. This is actually a 2.5 millimeter. Once I saw it, I was able to feel better. It's a 2.5 millimeter with a ground. So you can attach this to your trailer, and you can have a backup camera that backs all the way up. So that's really good. So that's the camera right there. And what I'll try to do is I'll try to show you the camera view in addition to the mirror view, if I can do that. The back of the unit, and these are the rubber straps that they include. So all of this is rubber and plastic. And all you got to do is just strap it right to the back of this mirror. And once you do that, you are in business. Now, it looks like it already wants to come on, and I'm just plugging it in right now, so give me 1 second, and I'm going to just strap it to the back of the mirror. Installation takes less than 1 minute. Okay, so I'm going to make use of a 2 gigabyte micro SD SanDisk card. So you just put this in the trans flash slot, slide it in. Oh shit, it bounced out. I would recommend no less than 32. And that's it. Once it's in there, you just connect it and plug it in, or you turn it on. So once it's activated, it says that you have to format the SSD card. It's been formatted. So now you have direct access to the mirror. You know what? There's a lot of reflectivity, so it's kind of hard to show you this because I'm viewing it through a camera. But as you can see, the image quality from my own eyes is fantastic. It's perfectly clear. It looks great. And as you can see, you have your clock right there, and you also have your date flashing. So right now, this is basically in video mode. And I was also having a little bit of an issue because my car has a very thick mirror. Like if you look right here, I have a very, very thick mirror. So it's actually pretty difficult for me to strap anything on this because as you can see, my car has a speed camera system right here, and it also has a light sensor and stuff. It's got all these speakers and whatnot at the top and everything. So I won't be able to connect this mirror to my car's mirror because it's way too thick. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you video quality. I'm going to give you video quality by actually driving around and showing it off to you, because that's basically the only thing I can do. But let me say, first impressions, this is really, really nice. The user interface is typical of any Chinese-made product that you've used, like an MP3 player or whatever. However, I have to say the build quality of this is very nice. Sorry about the reflection, because you got to remember, it's very hard to review a mirror. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to make a video using this memory card, and I'm going to show you what it looks like. But the touch screen is nice. A soft touch is all you really need. So with soft touching, you're able to go through the different modes. You don't have to touch it very hard. I guess they designed it that way so that this way, you know, you never run the risk of, you know, running into something. But this is the camera mode, if you can see that. See, it's really, really hard with all this reflectivity. But it has a camera mode, and you touch the video camera for video mode. Then it also has a home button. The home button, look at that. The home button still shows you, the video camera mode, as you can see. Then it has record, files, and settings. Record, obviously, you know what that does. That puts you into a mode where you're going to record. Then you've got files right there, and then you got settings. Let's see if well, I formatted this, so there's not going to be any files because I just formatted it when I put the card in. So that's erased whatever was on the card. But this is actually really, really nice. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, this is really, really nice, actually. It has different languages. So you got English, French, and Spanish. Let's keep it in English. Okay, you got English, French, and Spanish. There's a format option right there. You can change the key sound. You can turn it off and on. Might as well leave it on. You have license. What's this? License plate. So you can actually record your license plate on there. That's interesting. We'll look at that feature a little bit later. I'm not going to put in my license plate. But what else? Date and time, stream media. So you can stream media to this thing. That's amazing. You can stream media. You got LCD protection, language, default, date and time if you have to change it. What is the date and time? Let's see. It says May 20th. That's definitely not right. Date and time, what is this? 2020. How do you go up and down? 3, 1, 2. Let's see. 2020. What is this? 4 I'm looking for. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Oh, wait, did I get to it? Oh, okay, I see what you do. The interface is pretty simple. You just tap it and it scrolls through this. So this is January, February, March, April, 4, 18. I believe today's the 18th. It could be the 19th. I think it's the 19th if I'm not mistaken. I really don't remember. I think it's the night because, you know, now that I'm on quarantine, every single day blends into the next. So what is this, 19? I think you touch the bottom. Yeah, I think you just, oh shit. Fucking date and time, come on. 19, uh-oh, I did it again. 19. Yeah, because see, this is actually kind of strange. Oh, okay, I see. You have to touch up to scroll it. Okay, and then you push confirm. What time is it? 12? It's 12:19 right now, so you just roll it up 12, and then I roll this up to 19. Sorry about this glare. 12:19, 22:19. Oh, wait. I got to roll this up to 4. That's it. You push confirm, and boom, there you go. So you confirm, home. So now it says 12:19, Sunday, 2020, 4/19, 12/19. So that's good. Okay, we're all good there. Now I push record. It goes into record mode. So we're in record mode. That's it. And that's it. And now you're ready to record. So let me see something really quick. Let's see about this this camera. This rear view camera. When you plug this into AVN, anything that you plug into AVN will automatically be shown. But here's the thing. The reason why you have to use the brake light is because the brake light, when you splice in, that will tell the system when you're backing up. But right now, as soon as I plug that in, I'm looking at reverse right now. So this is the camera. We're looking at the camera right now. I'm trying to figure out what's the best way to record this. This is really hard. Okay, so you're looking, oh, there we go. That's the camera. And right there, that's the camera. So that's what it looks like. And the view from the camera looks pretty good. So let's look at the screen. This is so hard to do because this is a mirror. This is so hard to do. But anyway, this is the camera. So now I'm looking around with the camera. So now you see this? This is, you're looking at what the camera's seeing. And the view image is very good. It's at least 1080p. The view image quality is very, very good. So it's enough for you to record things. So you can record what's going on behind you. You can record what's going on in front of you. So this is actually really, really nice. Hopefully this makes sense that you can see, you know, I'm pointing the camera at the steering wheel. So you see, that's what it looks like. And that's a really nice system that you can use, right? Like I'm looking right up at the mirror right now. This is so weird, like when you're recording a mirror that has a camera attached to it. That is like so weird. But that's what it looks like. It's actually very, 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 it's a good system. It's a good system. It's a very good system. I like this. And definitely I'm going to give you coupon codes in case you're interested in buying one. So let's take some recordings and let's see how well the audio and sound works. So we'll do some audio video recordings while driving. Okay, so the first thing I should say is I started out with a 2 GB memory card, but I had to go back to my home and I had to change that memory card because apparently this thing prefers to have a high density, high speed card. So you're definitely going to want to use a 32 GB or 128 GB micro SD card, definitely. So as this car goes by, you can take a look and you can see how well you can see his license plate. But for the most part, this device not only works as promised, but it actually works really, really well compared to what you'd get from GM. So I'm going to roll up my window just to make sure the audio quality is good. But basically, it's a 1080p recording, and even if it wasn't actually 1080p, which I'm gonna have to look at what the file format it turns out is, because here's the problem, like a lot of people don't understand, like people think that they see it say 1080p or 4K, they automatically think that means you're gonna get high quality video. No, high quality video, high definition resolutions. It's not exactly the same thing as 1080p or 4K. All 1080p and 4K means is that you're getting a certain number of pixels high and a certain number of pixels wide. So the image quality, as I'm looking at it through the actual mirror, is fabulous. It looks perfect. But only when you actually review these videos do you understand whether or not the image quality is actually good, or at least is it good enough for your tastes. Thing about it is there's really not many companies who make products like this that you would really consider to be excellent photo grade or excellent video grade quality. When you really think about it, the easiest thing to really do, I'm just driving a little aimlessly here, the easiest thing that you could possibly do is you could take an old iPhone, either a 6S, a 7, or an 8, and you could use that iPhone as your video recorder, because you already know that you're going to get the highest quality 4K HD if you have an iPhone 7 or 8. And you really don't need 4K in my opinion. I think 1080p is more than enough. I mean, if you have a 1080p iPhone set for 1080p, yeah, keep going. I want to see you. Keep going. If you have a 1080p display with Apple quality resolution, as far as I'm concerned, that's more than enough. Because I switched to making all my videos pretty much 4K, 60 frames per second. And I noticed that having 60 frames per second made the video look a lot better than the jump from 4K to 1080. The reason why you want to be able to broadcast your things in 1080 and 4K is because most people right now either have a 1080p television or they have a 4K television. So my only thing is, it's like, let's say you have a 4K television, yeah, you want to be able to get the depth and the height. You want to be able to fill in the entire thing without having to stretch the image. So first of all, anybody who's buying one of these things, most likely you're buying this thing so that if somebody hits your car or if you hit somebody, you're buying it so that you can use this as evidence in court. That's what this is all about. Now, if you get an iPhone mount and you mount the iPhone to your to your dashboard, the iPhone can let's get that light. Yeah, you see now, if the court right now, if they say, hey, guess what, big truck, you ran that fucking light, I can always say, no, Your Honor, it was yellow, and I went through it, it was still yellow. So that's the reason why you got to get one of these things. Like, a lot of people right now are worried about, car accidents and shit happening right in front of them, or perhaps you're a YouTuber and you want to catch things that happen on camera so that this way you could post it on your YouTube account. Well, this camera handles both of those things, and as I showed you, it has a great rear view, so however you decide to mount that rear view camera, image quality is pretty good. Okay, so basically that's about it. I mean, if you have any direct questions about this, just ask me, and I'm going to post as much information on this video as I can, so that this way, if you want coupon codes or this, I got a goddamn Infinity. Look at this, Infinity from Georgia. So basically, I'm going to post it so that if you have any questions, all you got to do is ask. So now I'm going to just turn it off. Okay, so now that I've recorded some video, what we're going to want to do is we go to Home, Files, and we look for the video right here, Front. Now, notice what it does. It sets the camera recording to front or rear. So you hit front, and there you go. And that's what I recorded from the front. And it split that up into a couple of different clips. So vid 1, vid 2. And as you can see, this is the recording. Okay, so the first thing I should say is I started out with a 2 gigabyte memory card, but I had to go back to my home and I had to change that memory card because apparently this thing prefers to have a high density, high speed card. So you're definitely going to want to use a 32 gigabyte or a 128 gigabyte micro SD card. So you can push play, you can push pause, you can push garbage can to delete that video, or you can push this to go back, and then this is video 2. So what it looks like it does, it records constantly, but it splits these clips up into minute-by-minute clips. Most of the Chinese cameras I've seen do that. Actually 1080p, which I'm going to have to look at what the file format it turns out is. Because here's the problem, like a lot of people don't understand, like people think that they see it say 1080p or 4K, and they automatically think that that means you're going to get high-quality video. No, high-quality video high definition resolutions. It's not exactly the same thing as 1080p or 4K. All 1080p and 4K means is that you're getting a certain number of pixels high and a certain number of pixels low. Okay, I think you get the point. This is what it does. Now, obviously, your, let's see, the rear camera, as far as I can tell, the rear camera doesn't seem to have a microphone on it. Not only that, I noticed that it only has, it could have, but I don't see a rear camera on it. So if this thing does record audio, it's recording audio from inside the car, because this has, as you could see, speakers and whatnot on it. So that means that there's a microphone on it as well. So the question is whether or not you'd even want to record audio from the car. Like, for instance, if you had to show this to Geico at a court, maybe you don't want them hearing what happened in the car when there was a car accident. So you have to always think about that. You can take a video into court without the audio clip. So sometimes you may want to have audio, sometimes you may not, because you don't want to incriminate yourself. You know, so that's something you always got to consider. But let me tell you something. This is a great product. I thoroughly endorse it. This gives you a video camera right where your mirror is. If you have an older car, or if you're an Uber driver, because keep in mind, I want you to think about something. Let's say you're an Uber driver, and let's say you want to hook this camera up in the back seat of the car. Let's say you don't want to put this camera in the tail of your car. You don't need to make this a backup camera. You can actually hook this up inside the car, and you can have this recording your rear seat passenger. Now, a lot of Uber technology is already out there for these Uber and Lyft drivers. There's already stuff out there for you guys, but this just might be what you're looking for. Now, if you're a person who has a trailer, or you're a person who really, really wants a backup camera, oh yeah, you could definitely use this, and it's small enough and discreet enough where nobody will see it. My only thing is you're definitely going to want to have a professional to wire it in for you so that they can splice this wire into your car's actual wiring harness. So that this way, every time you turn on your reverse light, the car tells the camera to go into reverse mode. So that's the only thing I've got to say. Now, if you're a person who knows how to do that, you can do it yourself. This is a great device. I'm really thankful for the company that gave me this device. I'm going to put all the information in the URL section of this video. And as soon as you get a chance, take a look and see whether or not you like it. See, whether or not you're interested in buying one. But if you have a regular car, or you have a truck, and let's say you have little kids, and you're worried about the fact that someday you could back up out of your driveway and run your kids down, this is definitely something you want to have. Last thing I'm going to say, using my desktop computer, I put the SDHC card in my desktop computer. The last thing I'm going to say is, yeah, I checked the file size for you. It records in 1080p by 1920, so we just refer to that as 1080p, right? And this is how the audio quality is. Let's say you're in court, you have to show this to a judge. This device not only works as promised, but it actually works really, really well compared to what you get from GM. So I'm going to roll up my window just... Okay, audio quality isn't fabulous. That's one of the reasons why I say, listen, if you really are in need of a recording device, you're probably better off buying an old iPhone, or even, one of those shitty Galaxy phones, but I don't buy those. So, yeah, an old iPhone, if you have a 6 iPhone, an iPhone 7, an iPhone 8, anything from the 6 onwards will give you 128 gigabytes worth of 1080p recording. So if you buy an iPhone 7, you can get 256 gigabytes worth of 4K recording. But my thing is, you're better off just sticking to 1080p because you get way more time. And the reason why, you're looking at my monitor is a 34-inch Alienware 1440p monitor. So that's the reason why there are these huge black lines on the side. But let's imagine I had a video and somebody ran into my car and I had to take this to a courtroom, right? If I'm showing this to a judge, the only things the judge is really interested in seeing is the time, the date, and what happened. Now, because this thing has a great, calendar where it shows you calendar constantly, that's really good because it will keep files there so that this way, if the judge has to look at it, a judge can say, oh, okay, well, clearly this is that time and that day. The last thing you want is to have something that's from a different day and time. The thing about it is that kind of evidence can be considered if what the situation was. Like, let's say if you witness a car accident, the judge is not going to question the fact that you witnessed a car accident and you have it on record. But what they could always question, like a good defense lawyer might say, well, wait a minute, how can we be sure that this is the right day and time? You can say, bam, there's your date and time right there. So you always want to make sure your clocks are set properly. A lot of people walk around, they don't have their clocks set. I don't know what that's about. Thing about it is, if you were to use an old iPhone, because an iPhone has a GPS sensor, the iPhone is always going to automatically set its date and time. So that's just how I think about it, because I've had to make records and stuff. Like, I've recorded accidents that have happened in traffic, and I've given those records to the cops. And, some people, you have these in car insurances where they're like, oh, yeah, well, if you have a camera in your car, we'll insure you and we'll drop your insurance as long as we know you're a safe driver and you always stay under 20 miles per hour and this, that, and other. So devices like this have their place. This is really good, so that you can record something. It has very good audio and video compared to, spending a whole lot more for like a smartphone. So I can say, yeah, what I'm going to do right now is in Windows Movie Maker, I am taking these clips, I'm finalizing these clips, and I'm going to make that movie so that you can watch that to see exactly how the audio video quality is on this device. But I'm happy with it. So let me just call this 1080p dash cam mirror. Okay. So yeah, I'm happy with it. I think you should definitely consider getting one. I know there's a couple of you who are Uber people, and you've contacted me and you've asked me whether or not this is a worthwhile buy when I've done dash cam videos. But if you've seen any of my other dash cam videos, of all of the dash cam videos I've done, I have to say that this mirror dash cam with its reverse camera is easily the best one I've covered thus far.